Please work. It has been a rough morning for me technologically. I really hope this works, so if not, I might lose it here. My TV in here, the volume does not work, so I have to get volume from my computer. TV out there just doesn't load. And I can't go to Twitter for updates because Elon has restricted it. So, oh, what a fun morning. And now I got to use this to read any comments that may appear and to make sure it works, obviously. So, if no one's seeing this right now, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I'm trying my best. Okay. Please work. Someone please tell me this is working. I might lose my mind if it doesn't work here. So, yeah. I'm all over the place. All right. To anyone watching, I hope you're doing well. To all 3 people of you watching, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if anyone heard me ranting, but it's been a long morning. My technology is not working. We got my TV over here. Doesn't have volume, so it got volume from the computer, and the other TV just is not working. So fun. So now I'm... Oh my goodness, I forgot Twitter doesn't work either, and I just said that too. Reacting to qualifying. Hashtag NASCAR. Almost ready for... Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's see if it works this time. Nope, it doesn't. I can't even see my own tweets. That's lovely. Thank you, Elon Musk, you absolute genius. Yes. Okay. All right, we're currently under commercial break. Just due to practice being over and qualifying now happening. But NASCAR Chicago practice is finished, and we're on to qualifying here in a minute. Cindy says, hey, have a great 4th of July weekend. Thank you, Cindy. You too. Hope you have a great 4th of July weekend as well. I kind of forgot that's 4th of July weekend. That's on Tuesday. Yeah. So, we'll see how this race goes. We'll see how this qualifying. I honestly expect a pretty wild qualifying session here. There were some incidents in practice. Nothing to shut down the entire course, but, you know, some contact with the wall. Some guys slapped the wall pretty hard. Stenhouse can't qualify now. And I think it's going to make for an interesting qualifying session. Also, we saw a lot of guys up front that we don't usually see. Some new guys like Shane Van Gisbergen, he was up top there. Jenson Button was up in the top 5. I mean, when I say up top, I mean like SVG was like fastest in practice at one point. I apologize for the weird angle if you're new to this live stream, but my technology's not working, so I kind of got to be on a rotation here. I'd use this monitor, but I feel like it would overload this, and it would be a mess. So, live from Chicago. Let's see here. Gisbergen did go fastest in practice. How about that? Let's see what he has to say. He seems pretty happy. I mean, he was fastest, so it makes sense.
Did you see this from a distance when Kimmy drove the car and think to yourself, that could be me? Or would someone reach out to you and say, you know, a supercar guy might be good on this track?
You know what, street with it, like we do a lot of street courses, but nothing like this with the cracks in the road and the violence and the braking markers. Like it's really difficult, but same for everyone. The cars
Interesting.
are low and stiff, so just gotta find that fine line, and the track will just keep getting better too.
Guys, we'll see if he finds that fine line in qualifying coming up. Well, eventually he wants to back it up.
That's very interesting what he said. He was talking about how different it was compared to his the cars he runs in Australia in terms of, you know, the braking zones, the type of surface that they use on street circuits. He said it was very different, which I thought was interesting. Lots of different surfaces here, it seems like, in terms of the actual pavement, like the actual street circuits. They did do some patchwork to just fill in some cracks and areas that need to be repaved so the cars could actually run well. And seems like it's been quite interesting for the drivers. So, yeah. Back to the comments. Prayers to Jimmy Johnson and family. So horrible. Yeah. Really sad situation there. Just, yeah, really sad. Don't really have anything else to say because, I mean, that just doesn't matter to the situation. So, yeah, hoping that they're doing somewhat better. Obviously, that's just a really tough situation. So, but yeah, really sad. We all need to learn a life lesson to never underestimate the Australians. Yes. Gisbergen, I think himself is from New Zealand, but yes, he does race in Australia, and we should not underestimate him. Yes, he very well, the way it's looking right now, it could be an overreaction, but, you know, he's looking like a contender right now. So we'll see. We will see how he does as my network dies. Thank you so much, internet. As if I need more things crashing. Okay, that's still on commercial. TV still on commercial. I kind of lined up to where the sound is almost the TV. I think it's like a second difference. We'll see. Do you go to racetracks and cover it? Not officially. I got credentialed once. That was for a school class, and that went really, really well. I've been in the pits and stuff in the media center. I've worked at Talladega a couple times, so I've got my passes over here. But no, I've tried to apply and whatnot for credentials. Sometimes been rejected, so we'll see. But I do still go as a fan and whatnot. As this is showing it's freezing. Am I frozen? Or is that my internet? My bad internet. Oh my goodness. Am I frozen? Someone please tell me if I'm frozen or not. Can you hear me? Anyone? Can someone inform me if they can hear me? It's showing me as frozen on my iPad here. Okay, good. I see a nope. That's good. You can hear me. All right, back to the question. No, but I've been to races as fans. I'm more as a fan. Like I was at Nashville last week as a fan for that race. So that was neat. That was cool. Just to go to that new track. I try to go to as many races as I can within reason, obviously. Just because, you know, obviously funding and whatnot. Money is a big thing. So can't exactly go. YouTube doesn't, I guess, pay enough to get me to every track. So, but when I can, like if it's realistic, you know, there's cheap tickets and I'm within a reasonable drive, then I try to go. So, yeah, went to Nashville last week. Might go to another race this summer. I'll inform you on that if I do end up going. And yeah, it looks like qualifying is going on. 15-minute group qualifying, 2 groups, and then top 5 from each round advance to the final 10-minute round. So, yeah. All right, it looks like this thing finally loaded up again. That's good. All right, interested to see who's in this first group. We've been to the Poconos. Forgot something. That motion sickness got me. Yeah, I've been to Pocono too. It's a fun racetrack. I went when I was 14, 15 years old. We went up on to the Northeast, visited some family friends, and then went to the track. So that was a really fun race. It was a chaotic race. It was that one that was like a crash fest in the first half, fuel mileage in the second half, and Matt Kenseth won back in 2015. Fun times. You're a Tyler Reddick fan? No, I have hats of multiple drivers. I'm more of a Chase Elliott guy because he took over for my all-time favorite driver, Jeff Gordon. So I favor him more. I have a soft spot for the other Hendrick Motorsports cars as well. But over the past couple of years, gotten just other hats for my videos just so I could have more hat diversity, I guess. And I decided to wear this one because it's the Chicago street race. And, you know, obviously Michael Jordan, co-owner of the 45 car of 2311 Racing in Chicago, used to be his stomping grounds back when he was in the NBA. So I figured it would be appropriate to wear this hat. Anyways, the first round of practice has started. We got Ross Chastain's on board. I should turn the volume back on. But we got Chastain coming out of turn 12. The alternate start-finish line, I think, is near turn 11, near the exit. But the pit road entrance is really tight. Like, you come right off of 12 and it's right there. So you like come around and you got to like make a hard right. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an incident there. It's very tight, very close. So we'll see. When NASCAR was NASCAR, who's your pick for Sunday? That's a good question. Shane Van Gisbergen looked really fast. I'm hesitant to pick him just because it is his first NASCAR race. Button looked fast. The Gibbs cars looked fast. Truex, Hamlin, Bell. So Larson looked kind of fast. The biggest shock to me was Chase Elliott. He was like 20th in practice. So we'll see. But as for a pick, I don't have one now. I think preseason I picked Logano because he wins at every new racetrack. But Allmendinger, I think he has street course experience, and he's a Cup winner on road courses. So I think Allmendinger as of now. I'm sure you've heard about the terrible news about what happened at Spa. Yes, unfortunately. I'm not too familiar with that series, but a driver did pass away very young, too. I think he was only 18. Very sad, very tragic. Anytime a driver dies in a racing crash, it's sad, tragic. So it's tragic. I think that's the only word. It's been kind of a sad week in motorsports news with that and Jimmy Johnson, his family, all that. So, but Todd Gilliland, he's been fast so far this weekend too. I think he was top 10 in practice. He's currently second, but everyone's on their opening laps. 11 minutes left in the round. I don't have a favorite. Mine used to be Davey Allison. Davey Allison, that's a very popular driver. A lot of people liked him. When I went to Talladega last spring, so 2022 spring, Clint Boyer drove one of Davey Allison's old race cars around the track pre-race. That was a really cool moment. I think Davey's family was there as well, his wife at least. He was Max Verstappen's fellow countryman. No, so he was a Dutch driver. Okay. It was quite the, speaking of Max, quite the sprint race this morning. Max and Checo almost wrecked each other a couple times, but they made it clean, got Red Bull a 1-2. So they're showing Gregson currently. He has a really neat paint scheme. They did the racing stripes, but it's bacon. It's very clever. But Larson currently fastest with a 129.2. I think, let me think. I think the fastest times in practice were 128 to 129, so this seems about right. So Gregson through, I believe this is 11, sliding. Oh my gosh, almost drifting. Fifth, up to fifth. This is an open session. This isn't a single lap qualifying like we usually see with the ovals. It's a little bit more similar to an F1 style qualifying where about 20 cars go out at once, and top 5 advance to the next round. I had a Christmas ornament with Davey's car on it. I got a hold of his family a few years ago and mailed it to him. That's nice. My favorite driver is Kevin Harvick. I got some bad news for you, buddy. Kevin Harvick, well, all of SHR has not looked good at all. In practice at one point, they were 35th, 36th, 37th. There are 37 cars in the field this week, so that is not good. It was Briscoe, Almirola, and Harvick. So SHR, as if their struggles weren't bad enough. Sorry. I hate to break it to you. Who is that? Scott? I'm sorry. It's another rough weekend for SHR. So right now, with 8.5 minutes left in qualifying for this first group, Larson, Reddick, Bowman, Jones, Gregson. Oh, some good speed for Legacy Motor Club. Button, Allmendinger, Haley, and Suarez have not made a lap, though. So I'm curious. Button was extremely fast in practice. Allmendinger had some speed. Suarez is a good road racer, so they could very well be a threat to make that top 5. We will see, but they do need to make a lap here soon because there's only 8 minutes left in the session. Do you like the push bumpering? I don't. What do you mean by push bumpering? Like pushing on the bumpers? Like bump drafting? I mean, I'm a big fan of bump drafting. You know, bump someone out of the way. I don't like, you know, when you wreck someone, but, you know, move him up out of the groove a little bit. Oh, here comes Allmendinger. Ooh, that front end is up in the air. He's got a QR code on the car. Oh, boy. So Allmendinger, he is entering turn 7 now. And then entering this loopy section from turns 8 to turn 10. This is going to be really interesting just because it's such a curve, but it's really tight right up against the wall. I mean, the entire track is narrow. That's the whole thing of a street course. Street courses are so narrow. But that section right there, I think, is going to be the most driver element. And I think that's what, to me, I really appreciate about the street course is that, yes, realistically, the best cars are still going to be up front. But when it comes to those small margins, those small differences, I think the driver is going to make that difference because it is a street course. So Allmendinger only 10th on his first lap. Make that 11th. Suarez goes straight to the top 5 into 4th. When NASCAR races and they are on the bumpers off other cars, yeah, I mean that's typical NASCAR racing. I'm not sure if you're a long-time NASCAR fan or not, if you're newer, but yeah, it's normal. Like if you're bumping someone out of the way, great, it works, it's fine. When you're wrecking someone, no, I'm not a fan of it. But when you're just moving someone out of the way, a bump and run, it's fine. That's how NASCAR racing is. That's how it's been, and that's how it's going to be for probably the rest of the time. So Allmendinger currently 11th. He's about a 10th and a half off of Jones in 5th. Top 5 advance, 6 minutes left. Allmendinger through, I think that was 7. They don't have a track map. Yeah, 7. Really tight on the exit. And now he's in the green. Button's making his first lap. Button's in the green by about half of a 10th. Allmendinger about, oh, he had a bad corner. Now he's back in the red. Oh, 6 for Allmendinger. He's going to have to keep going or he's going to have to get some fresh tires and make a run. But Button currently in the green. Anyone get shot yet? I'm tired of seeing that over social media. You're a moron if you think anyone's gotten shot. Chicago is not the only dangerous city on earth with a high crime rate. I don't think it's even the highest crime rate in the U.S., so yeah, no offense, but that's a really dumb comment. Dirty racing. I'm assuming you're talking about the bump and run that we were just talking about, but so a lot of people consider it dirty outside of the NASCAR world, but NASCAR, it's typical, so it's dirty when you wreck them, but it's not dirty if you move them up the track. Let's see Button. Let's see what Button does here. He's back in the red. He was in the green, but he's back in the reds, trending back in the green as he goes into the loop here. He's going to have to do really, really good here. He's 2/10 up through the right-hander at the end. Oh, we lost some time there. Oh, Jenson. Come on, Jenson for Rick Ware. If Rick Ware and Jenson Button win. Oh, right at the line. Button's 5th. P5. Oh, baby. All right. What you think on Elon doing the tweet thing? Elon he's an innovator, yes. He's very smart. He's very good at what he does. I respect him in that aspect. But this decision is moronic. Like, I use Twitter to get thumbnails for my videos and live streams. I do it for live updates during races, during commercials and stuff. I also do it to check for NASCAR news. And now I can't because of some temporary restriction. And you have to pay money to see more tweets, and it's still restricted at some point. So, no. Elon's an idiot for that. I don't get why he did it. So now I got to make like 20 burners just to see what freaking NASCAR news is going on, what the hell's going on in the race. So, Elon Musk. has really messed that app up a good bit. So got to run. Been a fan since a little girl not too long ago. Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you as well, Cindy. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for showing up. Love the passionate talk about NASCAR and racing. Oh, Button 6/10 up. Oh my goodness. Come on, Jensen. Just get to the next round and save that pole lap for then, buddy. Oh, P2 in the group, Jenson Button. If Jenson Button wins this pole, oh my goodness. Button P2. Oh, a Rick Ware card in the final round of qualifying. I know it's somewhat SHR funded, but come on. Hello, David. I know you've been on this channel forever. You've been watching forever. Good to see you again, as always. Hope you're doing well. All right, we got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the round. Currently, you're 5 in. Larson, Button, Reddick, Bowman, Suarez. You got to run a sub 130. The last time is a 129.69. Nice. Currently, Kyle Busch trending in the green. Gregson about a second off. Almirola less than a 10th off, trending in the right direction. Bubba Wallace is less than a 10th off, trending in the right direction. Kyle Busch currently going through turn 5. He lost some time, though. He is now in the red, but trending back through the green as he goes through the gears, barely over 0.005 above. Gregson over a second back. Almirola a 10th and a half back. Bubba just under a 10th back. Haley not qualifying. He did crash in practice, so he is not going to qualify. He will be starting in the back of the field. Chastain, oh my goodness, 17th. I usually think of Chastain as a pretty good road racer. What is happening there? Culp, hey, nice name. Nice. Where is Blaney? He is in the next group. He will be in the next group of qualifying. We got 2 groups, 15-minute sessions. This session has a minute left. Blaney will be in the next group. Top 5 from each group advance. Kyle Busch only 6th in this group. Oh my gosh, Todd Gilliland is in the green. Come on, Todd. Todd. David picks Chase Elliott for pole or for the win? I tell you what, man. Chase Elliott's usually really good at these road courses, but he was struggling there. Oh, Bubba, wow, to the cutoff spot, 5th. Bubba's not usually a great road racer. That's kind of surprising. Now, obviously, it may not hold, but Suarez, oh my goodness, 0.8 up on the cutoff. Suarez is flying right now. If he can get a good exit through here, he just has to survive 11. Suarez might go to P1. Oh, he lost a couple tenths on that. He's still going to make it. Oh! Suarez to P1 in the group. That bumps Bubba out, meaning Bowman is last on the cutoff line. So Kyle Busch and Allmendinger, it looks like, are the last ones. Allmendinger's in the green. Allmendinger's right on the edge. Reddick's out there. Reddick's in the green, but he's already in. So if he improves, he'll just basically lock himself in. Allmendinger a 10th up on Bowman. Kyle Busch in the red. I don't think Kyle Busch made it to the line time. It's going to come down to Allmendinger and Bowman. Allmendinger 3/10 up going into turn 6, I believe. I haven't memorized these turns yet. Turn 7. Yes, this is turn 7. I recognize this turn. The tight exit. Allmendinger 3/10 up going into the loop. He has to nail this or he is out of qualifying. 2/10, 2.5 tenths. Back up to 2.2 or 0.22. Last corner. Can he get it? Oh, it's close. Allmendinger got it by a 10th. So advancing to the final group or to the final round of qualifying will be Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Jenson Button, and AJ Allmendinger. What's up? Xenon Striker 003. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but hope you all are doing well. All right, commercial. So, silence. Yes, if you are late to this or if you just tuned in, my TV doesn't have volume, so I have to use this computer here for my volume. I kind of line them up. It's like a second difference, but um, it's been a fun qualifying and practice day so far. So qualifying's been great, really intense, really fun just to see the times go down lower and lower. But also practice was really fun. We had a couple guys who pushed the limits too far, and they're not going to be able to qualify now. That's Haley and Stenhouse. And now we see in the final group of qualifying, Jenson Button makes it into the final round. How about that, right? Really cool. And then next round, we got Shane Van Gisbergen. He was fastest in practice in that Project 91 car. Oh, boy. Imagine if he gets pole. But he's got to survive this first round of qualifying first. So we'll see. New Hampshire Motor Speedway on Sunday, July 16th, 2023. That is 2 weeks away. We got Chicago tomorrow. Then we got Atlanta next week, New Hampshire, Pocono, Richmond, I think. And then Michigan, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen. That sounds right. Maybe. I haven't memorized the schedule. I know the upcoming races, and I'll figure out the other ones later. So, yeah. But what were to everyone who watched the first round of qualifying, let me know what were your thoughts on that. Not just who advanced, obviously, but just watching it. The cars sliding around, the elevation changes. I personally thought it was going to be a pretty flat surface. I'm not too familiar with Chicago, but the bridges really make it interesting. The different pavement, the going up and down, having to brake while going downhill has made it very interesting. So just let me know what your thoughts are so far on this qualifying session at the Chicago street race between, the elevation changes, as I said, the pavement changes, and also, of course, who advanced through. So, Jenson Button, I would say. Very cool to see him up there. What track Chase Elliott wins this season? Elliott, prior to last week, I was really concerned about him because he had not shown any kind of winning or even top 5 speed. But last week at Nashville was by far his best race of the year. And I'm hoping that gets him back into a groove. He did not have the greatest practice session today, but we'll see how he does in the second round of qualifying. But I think realistically, Watkins Glen, he's won there a couple times. He could very well have 3 or 4 wins at that track. He's been in contention the last 4 or 5 years at that track, so I think it's very possible that Elliott could win there. I think you look at other road courses, I guess Indianapolis would be the only other one. He's technically the defending winner at Pocono. He didn't cross the line first, but he is the defending winner there. And Daytona, Atlanta, he's the defending winner at Atlanta. So, but realistically, I think his best shot is going to be Watkins Glen. As they show AJ Allmendinger again. Dale Jarrett thought AJ was going to crash because he was pushing so hard. Dale Jarrett, that is. That's funny. But Allmendinger on to the next round. First time with you because my favorite driver is SVG. Well, I tell you what, he has been impressive so far. That practice session, he was fastest. Yes, he was. And now he's going to be in the second group of qualifying. And if he is top 5 in this second group of qualifying, Shane Van Gisbergen will be into the final round. He will be guaranteed a top 10 starting spot, and he will have an opportunity to run for pole. And if he wins pole, oh, baby. We already got one international driver in that final group. We got Jenson Button. He was second or third, I think, in that first group of qualifying. So I think Van Gisbergen was fastest. I think Button was third or fourth. At one point, they were 1-2. I screenshotted it. I have the evidence on my phone that is currently live streaming this. I'm talking to Eric Jones right now, by the way. I think Eric Jones just mispronounced his sponsor's name. That's awkward. But Jones said it's the first time he's ever done a street course. Interesting.
Eric Jones from the other side of Lake Michigan, Rick.
Yeah, and Steve, you pointed something out there as we were looking at these drivers. They all look a little bit like the heat might be affecting them a little bit, and how much they have to work inside the
Looks like rain over off of Lake, whatever Great Lake that is. Michigan, maybe? I'm too familiar with the Great Lakes. I think I could name them, but I could not locate them. All right, looks like round 2 of qualifying is underway, or the second group of qualifying. We got Cindric, Dillon, Harvick, Keselowski, LaJoy, Elliott, Hamlin, Blaney, Briscoe, Busher, Truex, Bell, Logano, McDowell, Stenhouse, Gibbs, Dillon, Balicki, and Van Gisbergen. That is your second group of qualifying.
goes out for their 15-minute qualifying session. How tight they are. Normally, you try to give yourself a little bit of room before you get to that start line.
All right, so looks like all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars are on track. So it was only an hour session for practice, so I think a lot of these guys just trying to get a few extra laps here at the beginning of the session. Of course, trying to put down a fast lap, but just trying to get some more track time, some more experience. So tomorrow, drive bomb city move. I think you mean dive bomb. Yeah, I hope they just respect each other tomorrow. We've seen too many times in the past couple of years at road courses where just no respect is shown. Dive bomb Central, Indianapolis, Coda, any track with a hard turn 1, and it's getting ridiculous. We need to get back to a respectful level of racing.
I mean, once we saw Suarez dip into the 128s, it's like, okay, now all of a sudden you're raising the bar a little.
All right, Truex first out on track, or first to be setting a lap here through turn 1.
Experience from Australia, the Vehicle Car Series. He emphatically said the track's just going to keep getting better. Like it was just a known to him because he understands this. So for that reason,
So they're saying right now Steve Letarte, he's the crew chief in the booth. He's talking about how Shane Van Gisbergen was talking about how the track's going to consistently get better just because people are finding better braking zones and whatnot, and then the track's just going to improve in terms of conditions. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how low the track times were. I think in practice, the fastest lap was somewhere in the 129s. In that first group of qualifying, the best time was in the 128s. So I don't know what we're going to dip down to, if we'll get to the 127s or not, but we'll see here. Truex is about to go through the loop section from turn 8 to turn 10. Really tight section right here. And he's at the exit of it now on turn 10, about to go to turn 11 where the timing loop is for the temporary timing loop. 129.4 is Truex's first lap. 129.4. Hamlin sets a 129.36. Gibbs a 129.61. Bell a 129.6. Elliott a 130.2. Austin Dillon a 130.8. Harvick a 131.4. Briscoe a 130.5. And that's all who we got so far. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread Hamlin's. He was a 128.3. Oh, my. Oh. Jeez, man. God almighty. I think that's going to get him through. I agree with Steve Letarte here. I think that's going to get him through. Good grief. We only had one car in the 128s in the first group, and now we got a 128.3? I think Pole's going to be near a 127, somewhere in the 127s. Wow. Since these 16 guys have gone on so far, Keselowski, Stenhouse, and Van Gisbergen have yet to make their laps here in their first round of qualifying. We still got 10 minutes left in the session, though, so, no rush. But you do got to get out there, put a couple laps down, just in case there's a mistake, there's a caution, all that stuff. But it's been a clean session so far for qualifying. Can't say the same for practice. Stenhouse and Haley crashed, and I forgot Stenhouse, I think, will not be making a lap due to his damage. Let's see here. Ty Gibbs up into the top 5. Logano improves on his lap. Currently, I'll wait for everyone to make a lap before I tell you who is in and who is not. But we got 9.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Let's see. I guess I'll give you an update now. Hamlin's quickest. Bell is second quickest. They are both under the 129 mark. McDowell is third. Logano fourth. Truex is fifth. Keselowski just finished his lap. That's good for ninth in the group. Chase Elliott has been the biggest shock in terms of bad shocks this week, and he's 10th in the group. Joy just went up to 8th in the group. Harvick is last. God, SHR, man. Ugh. Yikes. Who's my pick to win tomorrow? As of now, I think I said Allmendinger earlier. Just, he's got street experience, I think. He's won in Cup Series before. Why not? He won the first ever Indianapolis road course race. Why not this one? Could change, though. Could change. So 7 minutes left. The top 5 is the same that I said earlier. Hamlin, Bell, McDowell, Logano, Truex. I think Hamlin is pretty safe with a 128.3. Bell is with a 128.9. McDowell a 129.0. Logano a 129.2. And Truex a 129.4, which is 0.2 over Ty Gibbs with a 129.6. Van Gisbergen is still yet to make a lap in this round of qualifying. I don't know why. I thought they would have made one lap by now. Maybe he's out, maybe he's not. But got to get a lap out there. He was fastest in practice. He's got to get out there, make a lap. He's got a fast car. He's a fast driver. I want to see him win the pole. It would be cool. It'd be a great headline. Oh, here's this. They got a foot cam on Shane Van Gisbergen to see how he accelerates, brakes, shifts, all that stuff. But he's just now out on track, getting his out lap. He was fastest in practice. I think I've said that like 20 times already, but just a reminder. Shane Van Gisbergen coming through turn 5 down the straight, warming up the tires a little bit as he comes to turn 6, weaving the car back and forth, just getting some temperature into those tires. And Chase Elliott right behind him. think Elliott's following him to try to learn what he's doing. You think it'd be the other way around with how good Elliott is on road courses, but Elliott's been struggling.
So that he's ready to go when he gets to that alternate start-finish line. The mark has been set, 1:28.36.
You wonder if Chase Elliott's not right on his rear bumper to see what he's doing. I mean, it sounds crazy, right? But Chase obviously let him go, and now Chase is picking up the pace, so this is going to be interesting to watch.
Let's see here.
Something.
So Shane Van Gisbergen making his qualifying lap or laps. We'll see. Through the final turn, there's an alternate start-finish line at the exit of turn 11. So that is where they are doing the official timing and scoring. But Van Gisbergen into turn 1. He's got Chase Elliott right behind him. I think Elliott just following him, trying to figure out how to be faster. Elliott's really been struggling today in practice and qualifying. So Elliott just trying to learn, but Van Gisbergen, it's really cool the foot cam they have, just watching how he shifts, how he brakes. Oh, got some heel-toe action in there. How about that? I don't think you see a lot of that in NASCAR. I'm sure he does it with the supercars, but my goodness, that's cool to see. Oh, God, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. The heel toe has always been so cool. Drivers who do that are freaking epic. I like the track Chicagoland street course. You mean the Chicago street course? Heel toe is normal in supercars. That's what where did that comment go? It was just there. Oh! Elliott crashed. They immediately red flagged it. Oh! So Van Gisbergen, that lap's not going to count.
A big hit for Chase Elliott, and super unfortunate because I believe the instant caution, which was absolutely required at that size of impact at that location,
Wow.
nullify the lap that the 91 of Gisbergen.
So the 91's lap doesn't count.
Again, looking back at Chase, it's
The 91's... So he was Oh, he clipped the inside wall and then, head on into the wall. Yikes.
47 did, except for he didn't get turned at all. Heavy left front.
Yikes. He moved that wall too.
1,000-pound blocks. Two of them slide.
Sheesh, man. They got an end car. Let's. Oh. That had to have hurt.
That's a big hit.
He just clipped that inside barrier and went straight on right before the loop. It's turn 8, I believe. Chase Elliott, though, hard crash. Yikes. So 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Van Gisbergen was on a fast lap, I believe. And that was at the end of the lap, too. So he's got to go out there. He's got to get out there quick, make a fast lap. Wow. That's got to be one of the bigger shocks. Clipping the inside wall and firing to the outside is fairly a typical street crash. Yeah. And in this car, I would expect it to be where you clip the right side because the drivers are on the left. You just can't see as well over there. I mean, it's kind of like a street car. You know, you're on the left side. You can't see as much on the right side. That's just how it works. Yeah, he's got a spotter and all that, but youth commercial, you'd expect it to be there. And it's just a very difficult portion of the track, I think, just because it's the loop section, and you got to keep it tight. You got to get a good entrance. You got to maintain your speed, get the good exit. And without clipping, we've seen 2 guys clip that wall already. So tomorrow's going to be interesting if they try to go side by side in that turn. Ugh, yikes. Did Kevin Harvick qualify already? His group is currently going, and Kevin Harvick's in that group. Doesn't mean he's doing good, but he is in that group. So, yeah. But yes, so the biggest loser in that was Van Gisbergen. I mean, obviously, Elliott was the biggest loser. He crashed. But Van Gisbergen, I think, was the biggest loser in that situation just because he was on a fast lap, getting up to speed. He was actually making one of his qualifying laps, and he didn't get to finish it because it was an immediate red flag. And yeah, so he doesn't get to finish his lap, and he's going to have to go out there and get a top 5 lap time in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. In supercars, they often have a top 10 shootout where it's a 1-lap warm-up and a single hot lap for qualifying. They usually do that for Cup on ovals, where they have 2 groups of qualifying. You get a single lap, and the top 5 from each group move on to the next round. It's the same situation. It's a single lap. But road courses are different. They do the same 2-group thing where, you got about 20 cars in one group, 20 cars in another. But it's kind of like F1 where you just send everyone out there. You got a 15-minute time limit to put down the fastest lap. Top 5 advance to the final round. And it's the same thing for the final round where you got about 10, 15 minutes to put down a fast lap, put down a pole lap. So the top 5 from the first group were Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Jenson Button, and I'm blanking on who that 5th was. Button, Suarez, Larson, Reddick. I can't seem to remember. That's not good. Let me go to, well, NASCAR's not going to tell me because, it was someone. And I would check Twitter, but Elon is restricting everyone. So, I apologize. I can't do anything. I guess I could Google it. I forgot about Google. Let's see. NASCAR qualifying Chicago. But, yeah, to Brim, if you're still here, thanks for tuning in. You said you were a Van Gisbergen fan. Really cool to see all the international fans coming to see NASCAR, whether it's watching at home, wherever you are, Australia, New Zealand, somewhere else in the world, or if you're actually at the race, that's cool as well. But that was the whole purpose of this Project 91, to bring international drivers in, see how well they do, and to bring their fan bases in to get a sense, to get a feel, so they could look at NASCAR, and it seems to be working. So really cool to see you here. Just really cool. Yeah. Group 1, let's see. Well, it's not showing me. Well, that's not going to work. Okay, and thank you, Elon, for restricting Twitter. I'm from New Zealand, but I live in the Czech Republic. That's cool. That's cool. But your guy's out right now, Van Gisbergen. Where? Oh, right. So Logano's out there. Van Gisbergen's out there. He's got to get a lap in. You got 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Is he going to follow Logano or is he going to pass him? We'll see. Not far from a track hosting the Euro NASCAR in about a month. Yeah, that's cool. I've never actually seen a NASCAR Euro race, but I've heard a lot about it. I think we got one of the NASCAR Euro drivers for a couple of races, Loris Hezemans. So, yeah, go to those races. I'm sure they're epic. If I was in Europe, I'd go to one of them. But it's a little far away from me here compared to the U.S. of A. So he's got to put a fast lap in here. He might just have to go say screw it and go for 2 laps. We'll see. But Logano's currently going, gets Gisbergen around the final turn, and now he's going. His lap has started. Alternate start-finish line. Now he's got to go down through turn 12, down the front straightaway, and he's currently in the green by a 10th on 5th place. You got to be top 5, losing a little bit of time on the straightaway. He's about half of a 10th up. Now going into turn 1, he's about 2 tenths up. Blaney's a 10th and a half up. Truex about half a 10th behind. Buescher 2 tenths off. Van Gisbergen putting down, a fast lap. 3 tenths through turn 3. Now down that long straight with the little kink in turn 4, I believe. Now into the hard right-hander, another 90-degree turn. We'll see how he does through here. Short shoot into the next turn. Now he's got a long straightaway he's got to last. He's the only one trending in the green. Logano, Blaney, and Truex all in the red. Van Gisbergen up by 3.5 tenths. This is for 5th place. Of course, you have to be in the top 5 to advance. He's still in the green. Everyone else still in the red. Cindric, respectful, getting out of the way. Truex now in the green. Truex in the green, and Truex currently has the time to beat, so we'll see. Van Gisbergen's got to finish this lap here. It seems like everyone is out except for Hamlin and Bell. This Van Gisbergen, he's coming to the final turn. He's 8 tenths up, entering that final turn according to the ticker. It's going to be P2 in the group. A 128.5. That's a very, very competitive lap. The fastest lap in the group was at the 128.36. So Van Gisbergen should be on to the final round of qualifying. Very fast lap for him. Truex now out of qualifying, but has to finish this lap in order to get it. We'll see how he does. Oh, they're saying Truex is out. So it looks like Ty Gibbs, he's in the green. Oh, now he's back in the red. Maybe they disallowed his lap. I wish they would tell us, like, who's still going. Oh, Harvick into the wall hard. Oh. 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 That right front's destroyed for Harvick. Oh, my. Oh, and he missed the tires, too. That's straight into the concrete barrier. Yikes. Oh.
Same thing. Looks like he hits the inside. So
Let's see here.
it's like they're turning in. Here we go. Just listen.
Oh, damn. He killed that thing, and his hands were still on the wheel, and he was kind of.
How many racetracks do we go to where there's an inside wall in every apex? Right? I mean, this is not something that our guys in the Cup Series or NASCAR even have to deal with, and this is unique to street courses and other road courses.
Well, I think that's going to do it for that round. So advancing to the final round, Hamlin, Van Gisbergen, Bell, McDowell, Logano.
Trying to make up time because
Did Kevin Harvick already qualify?
a couple inches average that wall is worth a lot of time.
And he was already last, so
Junior reminds me of Turner where
yikes.
you guys will like move the tires in at Sonoma, right? You keep hitting
And supercars, I already read those. That's why. Imagine Alex Bowman wins. I think he might have been the one who made it to the final round of qualifying in that first group. Cindric, God, he crashed there in practice and he just slapped the wall again. All right. Well, Harvick crashes. Elliott crashes in that round. A little bit more of an exciting round in terms of action. We had a lot of movement at the cutoff, but ended up being the guys who we expected, I feel like. Just based on the practice speeds. The first round was a little bit more chaotic in terms of the cutoff line, but we saw some crashes this. Chase Elliott crashes hard into the wall. Kevin Harvick very hard. They are out of qualifying. It's crazy how fast he can be in anything he sits. Yeah, Van Gisbergen, very impressive so far. I remember when I made my video, I had not watched any highlights of him, but I watched a couple. He's a very fast driver, very good driver, obviously. That's why he got this invite. But, just looking at the previous driver of the car, Kimi Räikkönen, Kimi's a really fast driver. He's a great driver, but the majority of his motorsports career had been an open wheel, which is completely different to a NASCAR stock car, whereas Van Gisbergen has been in something that's more similar than the F1 car compared to the NASCAR stock car. The supercars are not identical. They are not the exact same, but they're heavier cars compared to the F1, more similar. And of course, I think that background is benefiting him, and now it's definitely showing that it's benefiting him. So Van Gisbergen really impressing a lot of NASCAR fans, including myself right here. He raced World Rally Championship 2 just for fun and finished second behind an ex-World Rally champion factory driver. well, I'm stoked. I'm stoked as well. I can't wait to see how he does. Him and Button. Button, I think, finished top 20 at COTA in a Rick Ware Racing car. Rick Ware Racing's cars are not good, but I think they do have some backing from Stuart Haas Racing, who is a better team, but they've struggled this year. But yeah, I think Van Gisbergen and Button, they're both in the final round of qualifying. I think they're about to make this thing very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. So, this last round of qualifying should be fun. I'm excited. Hopefully, we don't have to see any hard crashes like we saw with Elliott and Harvick, but it is guys pushing to the limit, trying to get the fastest possible lap, and a street course where the track is not forgiving at all is very possible. SVG raced the NZGP, I'm assuming that's New Zealand Grand Prix, and open wheel Toyotas, and one having started from the pit lane. If he finishes, he'll make it interesting tomorrow. I hope he does. But at the same time, I hope the NASCAR drivers don't turn into absolute morons like they did at COTA in Indianapolis last year and start dive bombing from 20th place, acting like they can win. So, warning to you, Brim. The last few NASCAR road course races have gotten ugly with late race restarts. People who are running 16th think they can win the race, and they decide to send it into turn one and use other cars as their brake, which results in wrecks. So, in conclusion, don't get too heartbroken if your guy. Yeah. So, all right. So, Allmendinger was the guy I was forgetting. Allmendinger. How could I forget that one? So, into the final round of qualifying, we got Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Jenson Button, AJ Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, Shane Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, and Joey Logano. We about to start that round. Can I turn on the volume, or are you going to go back to commercial?
My guess is the latter. I think they're going to just be all in. This is such a hard to watch the wall. So we talked to the team that was
The end car of Harvick, too. I mean, just clips that inside barrier, it looks like, and straight on.
They said in specific areas where they feel like impacts like this could happen, the wall is purposely set away from the curb. So that big, heavy wall, even at 10,000 pounds, when they hit it, they want that wall to displace and slide back. Now, it can't come apart. They're interlocked. Think of like a tongue and groove or two C channels. They're all hooked.
So fixing up the wall a little bit before the last round of qualifying. When Harvick hit it, it went like this essentially. Like if it's like this, my hat is the crowd. Down below my eyes is the racetrack. It went like that. They said it's intentionally built like that to kind of help the impact. If you go straight on into stiff barrier, it's going to hurt more. So it's intentionally made to give a little bit to help with the impact, but it shouldn't break. So the neat for NASCAR is that if SVG qualifies well, it'll be headline sports news in New Zealand and Australia. Yeah, that's great. Justin Marks, who's the co-owner of Trackhouse, I think one of the big things that he wanted to do with this Project 91 was to get more international attention on NASCAR. And I remember when Van Gisbergen got announced that car, it was a huge deal. I remember reading articles about it, international articles, hearing about it on social media and whatnot. And then, the video I made about it got a pretty good response compared to my normal numbers. So I was like, wow, Australia, New Zealand, that whole region, like they really care about Van Gisbergen. They really care about their supercar drivers. So really cool to see the response. I feel like I've talked about him more than anyone else on this, and this is a NASCAR. We talk about NASCAR more than anything on this channel, and I feel like we've talked about a non-NASCAR regular more than anyone on this live stream, which is pretty cool. When Ambrose was in NASCAR, it was really popular in Australia. Man, I miss Marcos Ambrose. He had some really cool-looking cars, first of all, the paint schemes, but also just watching him at Watkins Glen was so fun. When he won there in 2011 and 2012, when he was fighting with Allmendinger for the win there in 2014. So fun to watch on those road courses, more specifically Watkins Glen. But I think if the timing had worked out where he showed up to NASCAR 10 years later and in his, where he was at his career, if that was 10 years later, it would have been perfect for him. just because NASCAR, they used to only have 2 road courses. Now we got like 6 or 7 on the schedule. And obviously Ambrose, that's his style of racing in terms of the best places he did in NASCAR. So I think this schedule would have suited him more with Coda, with Watkins Glen, Sonoma, the typical road courses. But then, as I said, the new ones like Coda, like the Indianapolis road course, like this, the Chicago street course. So, yeah, Marcos Ambrose, I would love to see him come back, even if it's a one-off. If we do Montreal next year, I think Ambrose raced there in the Xfinity Series once or twice. But if we end up going to Montreal next year, I would love to see Ambrose come back, whether it's Project 91, whether it's a 2311 car. I would absolutely love to see Marcos Ambrose back. He's always a fun driver to watch. But yeah, he was there. My early years of being a NASCAR fan, he was always the guy to watch on the road courses. So he's a fun guy to watch. I remember Darrell Waltrip saying he was the best road course racer he'd ever seen. In NASCAR, I'm a Jeff Gordon fan, so I'm biased, but Jeff Gordon. I would say Jeff Gordon. And once again, I'm biased, so take that how you will. Yes, David, Jeff Gordon is the best road course racer. Well, now SVG's. If he goes 1 for 1, he'll have a higher winning percentage than Jeff Gordon. I'll give him that. But that would be a hell of a story if he's able to go 1 for 1. Let's see. Have we got this final round underway? No, because there's a giant crane on the racetrack. But we got the Xfinity race at 4. I should be able to watch that. I think at 3:30, I'm picking someone up from the airport. So this qualifying session better not go on for like an hour or someone's going to be mad at me. Where will the crane qualify? P1. The crane, P1. The crane starting first. Denny Hamlin second. Van Gisbergen third. I don't know. Who was it? Larson fourth. Suarez fourth. All right, they're showing Harvick crashing again. So Harvick, let's see here. Well, we've already looked at this, but God, Harvick, let go of the wheel, man. I think you did the same thing at the Roval. When you wrecked yourself at the Roval, when Chase Elliott was chasing you. But, I mean, after he hit the wall, he was with his hands, like, making sure he still had mobility, made sure he didn't break. I guess I can unmute it for Dale, Brad, and Marty.
Are going to become even more of a hazard whenever they get in race conditions and you actually can't see these things as well.
So, DJ, you mentioned that about an hour ago. You said, these crew chiefs are asking more out of the drivers. How do you balance that as a driver to not put yourself in a bad spot like Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott were?
Tell them to give me a faster car and I won't have to try.
Ha ha ha. Very funny, Dale.
You just have to push.
Yeah, Elliott and Harvick already on the back foot. Were not fast in practice, not fast in qualifying. Do they just go straight to the? Do they just go straight to the backup cars? Just embrace the suck and say, well, it's been a sucky day. It's been a sucky weekend. Let's just go to the backup and hope it's quicker. I don't know, but this repair is taking a little bit longer. Crews are not used to fixing the walls. Yeah, this is the first ever street course for Chicago or for NASCAR. So it's a learning experience for everyone. I think we all expected that. We've seen a lot of unusual things this weekend. Just from NASCAR cars being on a street course, from the traffic issues in Chicago, to NASCAR teams literally fixing a street car. It's been a wild weekend, man. But we're back to commercial. So, there are 10 people watching this. I got a question for the 10 of you. Who do you think will win the Chicago Street Race in the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series? If you're a close follower of the Xfinity Series, let me know who you think is going to win that. For the Xfinity Series, I'm going to go with a boring pick. Well, maybe not boring, but it's a more fun pick, I consider. I think Justin Marks wins the Xfinity race. And for the Cup race, man, you know, he's not usually great at road courses. He's only got one road course race before. But Denny Hamlin's looked fast this weekend. Denny Hamlin, I got to give it to him. He's looked really good this weekend. He's not usually a guy I look at for road courses. He was on pole at Sonoma. He's looked pretty good this year on the road courses, so I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin. Plus, there were 11 people watching, then someone else joined, but we're fine with that. I'm fine with however many people want to watch this thing. I'm just hoping I would check Twitter to see how long this freaking thing is going to take to fix, but no. Elon says no. David says Chase Elliott's going to win despite his crash qualifying. It's a bold take there, David. Oh, lucky me. Elon has bumped up the limit rating by 200. Wow. Thank you, Elon. Very cool. I just want to see when the session's going to get started. That's all I want to see. So Van Gisbergen fastest in practice. Yes, we knew that. Elliott has been checked and released from the infield care center. I'm trying to figure out who, call me now, because I'm saying who, is going to be in this final round of qualifying. And I can't see tweets anymore because Elon is restricting me. Elon, if you were one of the 12 people watching this, I don't like you right now. Please fix Twitter so I can get my NASCAR updates again, please. And if you're tired of hearing me complain about it, I'm sorry, but it's frustrating. Stenhouse is your pick. Everyone's picking guys who crashed in practice and qualifying. My goodness. Oh, qualifying's back. I haven't watched a lot since Mark Martin was in the 6, so I don't know who the heck anyone is these days. All right. Well, Larson won the championship a couple years ago. Hamlin is considered the best to not win a championship. Him and Mark Martin are the argument there. Button is an F1 world champion. Christopher Bell, he is a future Cup star. He made the championship 4 last year, so I think he's considered a star now. Logano is a 2-time Cup champion. He's tied for the most championships in the field, him and Kyle Busch. Allmendinger's a road ringer. I think I already said that. But I can't see the other names. Oh, and then Reddick. He's also like a future star guy. Kyle Larson for pole. I think that's, Larson's really fast at the road courses, especially ever since he's joined Hendrick Motorsports. So I think that's a good bet. I think Elon left when he called him out. There were 13 people. I scared him. I scared Elon Musk. It's definitely it. All right, so Hamlin's making his lap. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left in the session. Ooh, Hamlin getting awfully close to that wall there. Going into that wide exit, into that straight that goes from turn 5 to turn 6. Up to 130, 140, 145 almost. Let's see what lap Hamlin puts down here. Down into turn 7, downhill into that tight exit. Narrow little strip here before the loop between 8, 9, and 10. Through the exit at 10. And then going through 11. Remember, the timing zone is not the start-finish line. It's right at the exit of turn 11 in that little short chute he puts down. 128.9. That's 0.6 off of what he was in that first round of qualifying. So Hamlin, 6/10 off of what he was in the first round. Let's see what Suarez does here. Larson a 130.0, so just a little bit over a tenth off. And now Suarez a 129.3. Sorry, Larson was a second and less than a tenth off. I can't read. All right, Reddick currently they're showing he is trending in the red compared to Hamlin's pole lap, along with McDowell, who's also in the red. Don't know what if the track conditions change. It does look a little bit more cloudy, so maybe that's the case. But Reddick threw the right-hander into the loop area in front of that cool statue-looking thing. Reddick, though, still trending in the red by a good bit. 3/10 down on his team owner, Denny Hamlin's time. It's going to be second place, 2/10 off. This time, it was 2/10. I was not a second off. McDowell goes P4. He's about 4/10 off the pace. So Button, Allmendinger, Bell, Logano, and Van Gisbergen yet to put a lap down, but here he is, Shane Van Gisbergen on the track, looking to put down a fast lap. McDowell is still on track, looking to put a faster lap. Oh my goodness, Michael McDowell was in the green there for a half second. Oh, he's back in the green. Michael McDowell back in the green. 3 Cup drivers to backups already, right? None have been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed. But if I had to guess, Elliott and Harvick definitely to backups. Stenhouse maybe to a backup, and Haley maybe to a backup. All right, Van Gisbergen about to start his lap. Let's see how he does here. McDowell now trending in the red, about a 10th off of the leader. Van Gisbergen just starting his lap, entering turn 12. And down the front straight he goes, but he is in the red. About half of a tenth down compared to Denny Hamlin's lap time. Track conditions must have changed because, I mean, the fastest lap in that last group was with 128.3. You would have expected it to be better, but no, everyone's pretty much in the red right now. Van Gisbergen, though, back in the green just barely. It's less than it's back in the red, but it's really close as of now.
Pretty sure that's not Shane's radio. He's focused on this lap. Go through 6.
Everyone's in the red. Van Gisbergen's the only one within a 10th. Well, Bell's actually within a 10th. Van Gisbergen's now a 10th behind. So it looks like Hamlin is actually doing pretty well. Button's in the green, but I think he's early in his lap. Denny Hamlin, that lap time actually looking like it's holding up here. Oh, Van Gisbergen back in the green. No, mate. No. Oh! Just kidding. That tracker was way off. Van Gisbergen to first. 2/10 quicker than Denny Hamlin with 3 minutes left. Oh, could it be? Could it be Shane Van Gisbergen, his first ever Cup Series start on pole? Don't get your hopes up, but get your hopes up. We're one stupid crash away. Allmendinger, a second and a half behind. Button currently trending 7/10 of a second behind. Bell, 9/10 behind. My goodness, the scene if Van Gisbergen gets pole. Oh. Button 8th. Jenson Button 8th. If they are... My hopes are up. If they are dashed, at least I feel good for a while. Hey, there is no problem if he starts saying, oh, Allmendinger! Smoke! There are no problems if Van... Is that outside or is that the camera? He locked up. He hit a bump at the wrong angle for Allmendinger, but... Oh my. This is getting exciting here, people. Allmendinger's Uh-oh, Larson's in the green. Larson is in the green. Is he about to crush your hopes, Brim? Everyone else is in the red, but Kyle Larson. Remember, David picked Larson to win the pole for this final round here. He's about a 10th up. Oh, it's going the wrong way. It's back into the red, though. Where's Larson? Show Larson. He's literally freaking in the green. Show him. All right, now they're showing him. Oh, Larson's got a lot of lap left. A lot of lap. And he's got traffic in front of him. Suarez, this is going to completely hurt his time. That hurt his time a lot. I think he lost about a 10th because of that, maybe. He was like 0.14. Now he's... All right, let's see. Larson through the loopy section. Long left-hander here. Let's see what he does. Larson sliding. Oh, he lost a lot of time through the loop. Man, that might have been it for Larson. Van Gisbergen making another run at it, improving on his first lap time. Larson, though, only 7th. Suarez, I don't think that helped him. I don't think Larson would have got it, but that definitely didn't help him. Van Gisbergen still running faster than that first lap. Is Hamlin back on track? 18 seconds left in the session. This could be it, guys. Could this be it? Oh, my goodness, if he gets pole. Oh, my goodness, if he gets pole. He's entering turn 7. About to go through the loop. He's still faster. Everyone in the red. The only one in the green is Van Gisbergen, and he is the one on pole already. My goodness. Oh, Hamlin's in the green, though. Hamlin's in the green. Woo-hoo-hoo. Final turn. Van Gisbergen trying to improve on his first lap. He improves by just under a 10th of a second. But Hamlin is still in the green. Reddick still in the green, trying to crush the hopes of Australia and New Zealand. Hamlin 3/10 in the green. Let's see how he does. Reddick about a 10th. Hamlin now 4/10. Let's see. Half a second. Really good. Going down to turn 7. Let's see what he can do into turn 7. A 1:28.588 is the fastest lap right now by Shane Van Gisbergen. Hamlin, though, through the loop for the final time in qualifying, showing his 4/10 faster. Oh, I think Hamlin might get it here. He might get it. Oh, he lost a little bit of time on exit. Last turn. Oh, Reddick. Reddick fastest. Reddick to pole. Hamlin. Hamlin gets pole. Woo! How about that? Hamlin with a 1:28.4 steals the hopes and dreams of all Shane Van Gisbergen fans and throws them away. What a lap by Denny Hamlin. Wow. Just a 10th and a half better than Van Gisbergen. About half a 10th better than Tyler Reddick. But Denny Hamlin on pole. Tyler Reddick second. Shane Van Gisbergen third in his first ever NASCAR Cup Series start. Christopher Bell fourth. Daniel Suarez fifth. Michael McDowell sixth. Kyle Larson 7th, Jenson Button 8th, Joey Logano 9th, Daniel Suarez 10th. Or Allmendinger. Someone. But what a lap. What a race. What a qualifying session. That was a really fun NASCAR qualifying session. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I got to go here, but thank you guys for watching. As I said, it was a really fun qualifying session to watch. But, yeah. I don't know what to say other than that was really fun. From Denny Hamlin winning the pole there at the last lap. Gisbergen really fighting for the pole there was really cool to see. Button was competitive. Seeing Tyler Reddick up there as usual, but really fun qualifying session today. Denny Hamlin, your first ever Chicago Street Race pole winner. I may clip all this, my reactions and stuff, but really fun race. Really cool to see. I'm looking forward to the race tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your thoughts wherever. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you later.